A girl greets G.U and Monica asks him who she was. Before he can answer, the woman says she was a cousin of his. Monica says it's cool and I finally met someone in the family, then telling her that G.U had never introduced anyone from his family to her and introduces herself to a woman, saying she was his girlfriend and it was a pleasure to meet her, and the woman introduces herself as his cousin Daniela. Monica explains that they were both taking a walk, that today is their anniversary, and shows the gift she had received. Daniela looks and says that it was beautiful and turns to G.U talking about how romantic he was, and asking how long they were together. Monica responds they had been together for a year, apart from the flirtation that goes on before meeting each other that gave a little more time. Daniela says that they had been dating for more than a year and never introduced her to the family. G.U says it was because she worked a lot and Monica did too, there was no time. His girlfriend interrupts saying that he knew she was unemployed and turns to Daniela and says she didn't know why he didn't introduce her. Daniela tells Monica not to worry, because he was just like that, and asks if they were going to do something to celebrate their anniversary. Monica says that they would go to the new restaurant she had opened on the top floor, and that was very expensive, and she had loved it because it was always her dream to know a restaurant with a panoramic view, as she deserved it. Daniela says that she also always wanted to go to this restaurant and Monica calls her to go, arranging a couple date. Daniela says that she was actually recently divorced, so unfortunately she couldn't accompany them. The young woman says that it didn't matter, that even if she came alone she would be welcome, turning to G.U for his opinion. Her boyfriend agrees as he overhears his companion saying that she wanted to know more about his family. Daniela denies, saying that she didn't want to disturb the night, and tells Monica that she was extremely nice and had loved meeting her. The young woman thanks him, saying that Daniela was a sweetheart, and Daniela says that they would have many opportunities and says goodbye. As soon as she leaves, Monica says that her boyfriend's cousin was very nice and G.U nods, hearing her ask about the rest of his family, when would he be performing. G.U says that now will be soon. Soon he is stopped by his boss saying that he thought he was already in the company, and asks who was the girl next to him. Monica introduces herself saying that she was his girlfriend, and her boss praises her, and G.U says he was in a bit of a hurry and says goodbye, saying that in a little while. As soon as the couple leaves, Chief G.U calls him a rogue and continues on his way. When Daniela gets home, she says she didn't believe that G.U had done this to her after so long together. She decides that she wouldn't suffer because of him, she didn't deserve it. A few minutes later, the betrayed wife curses G.U, saying she had a year he'd outmaneuvered her, but that's okay, she wouldn't suffer for it, taking her things. Outside, G.U mutters that now was the time to face his wife, and knocks on the door. As soon as the door opens, Daniela asks what he wanted. Her husband says he came to explain himself, saying that he had an explanation for everything. Daniela questions, saying what, that he had to explain? A year of dating, about what he wanted to talk about. The betrayed wife says that there was no explanation because he was married. G.U asks to speak quietly and starts saying that she didn't dress up anymore and their relationship went downhill. Daniela says he was right, no one there needed to know what a bastard he was, and if she didn't dress up or take care of herself, it was because she lost her time passing, washing and cooking for him, and G.U not appreciating it. She tells him to go away. G.U says that he would only be sad if he was alone, but he had a much better wife than Daniela. Inside the apartment, the betrayed wife mutters to herself that this will pass and she will get over it. "30 days later, Monica admires some photos and stops when G.U arrives and greets her, saying he missed her, and asks if she had already cooked. Monica says that she was a princess and she didn't even know how to cook, and says that he had arrived at that time, and he hadn't even left any money and was stinking, telling G.U to take a shower. G.U says he didn't smell, he was sweaty because he was working, and what did she want? Monica says that as soon as he gets home from work, he'll go straight to the bathroom and not even get close to her. G.U says he was all stressed out because he had a call at work for his wrinkled shirt, and his girlfriend interrupts, asking what part he didn't understand, that she wasn't a maid but the princess, and he knew how she was the way hers, and yet he wanted to, and now he had to support her and her luxuries. Why, when she irons his clothes, she doesn't even iron her clothes, and warns him that he'll have to hire a treadmill. G.U explains that his ex did everything for him. So Monica asks G.U for money, and he asks her to wait for him to eat too, but Monica says not, saying that he would take time and she was very hungry, and takes all the money from his hand, saying that it probably would, and she says that money was all she had and she couldn't take it. The brunette asks if that was all he had. G.U says if she thought that was little, and her boyfriend says he was working little and had to earn more, because he needed money to do his hair and buy clothes, already telling him to shower. G.U asks God for patience, saying that he knew that she was beautiful and everything, and says he would hold on, but suddenly wonders what she would do with all that money and decides to go after it. As soon as he finishes following Monica and discovers her cheating on him with another, G.U hears her lover talking if he had managed to get some money out of him, calling him a muggle. Monica says he had it and delivers the money was 1,500 reis. Paulo, the lover de Monica, complains about the amount, saying that it couldn't even pay the car payment. Monica says that G.U was poor and was taking everything she could from him and had already told him to work harder. Paulo dismisses her, saying that it would do, but if she couldn't get anything else by tomorrow, they would have to sell something from him. Bending down so as not to be seen, G.U calls Monica a crook and mutters about leaving her wife to be with her, and walks away carefully so as not to be seen, but suddenly stops when he sees Daniela, saying he didn't believe he had found her there. Daniela greets him and asks if he was having a problem. G.U asks to sit with her and starts talking when she asks what had happened. He says he needed to apologize for everything he had done to her, and he was very sorry. Daniela tells him to calm down, because that was in the past and it would have been better for them that way. Thinking he could have her back, he tries to make the proposal, so he goes back with her, but is interrupted when his boss arrives, calling Daniela love, apologizing for being late. She greets him and turns around when G.U asks how were the two of them together. Her boss replies that they were together, saying that Daniela was a wonderful woman, but asks if G.U saw a problem with them being together just because they worked at the same company. G.U denies, saying that Daniela really deserved it, that she was a wonderful woman. His boss wishes him all the best, and says he wants Ju to find a wonderful woman like him and says goodbye going out with Daniela. Yu says as they leave that she really was a wonderful woman and asks God why he left her.